All right. Hello. Welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. It's been a wonderful week in the Champions League, at least for Manchester City. And that's where we will begin. And if you're a fan of how scary Man City are this season, smash up the likes. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and get that notification bell on. Oh my goodness. Man City were incredible, and I'm pretty mad about it.
You
I
should
mean, are you
be.
telling me that's who's chasing Arsenal this season?
Yes.
You should be. That is
What a
that
performance.
is a machine now. That's the machine we've been waiting for.
Well, you've been waiting for. I've
I
been
know
praying.
you haven't, but I mean,
I've been
we
praying
all
that
knew that
machine
that
stayed in the
machine
shop.
was there.
What are you telling me, Lewis?
The funny thing about it was I felt good about them playing Bayern. I mean, I respect Bayern. City respected Bayern. They didn't give them any fodder to talk about. We in the last podcast episode we basically said if they play Stones, they're doing one thing. If they play Walker, they're doing another. They are supremely confident in their formation. They have zero, like they know, hey, we can soak up this pressure. All we got to do is stick the Bulldog Bernardo out there. He'll chase around everybody. And then we'll just be solid because we got four solid center halves who can play wide if they need to. And we can soak it all up. It makes it such a beautiful thing to watch because when De Bruyne went out, and De Bruyne was playing pretty well, but when De Bruyne went out, I don't know if I text you guys, but I remember thinking it before the thing. I was like, if De Bruyne is not playing well, who can play in that 10 role to do what he does? And I was like, Alvarez, because I just remembered a couple of games in the season Alvarez can ping and he can play anywhere, kind of like De Bruyne, except he scores at I guess, a better rate. And he stuck
I
Alvarez in there, and Alvarez literally did what De Bruyne did.
I
And I was
think
like,
that
oh boy.
that benefited you guys more because it was off base. No one Tuchel's not going to plan for De Bruyne to come out on the injury. That opened this game up. It was immediate because they had De Bruyne it was 1-0 for the longest time. Rodri hit a banger because Sane leaves him open. It's a lapse of offensive judgment because he doesn't cover his man. Again, he's an offensive player. I've been a
Is that
winger,
allowed
not.
for judgment, though? Are you expecting Rodri to pull a
Yes.
Leo Messi?
I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah, but
no,
nobody closed him down either.
but
I mean, I
nobody.
went back
Sane
and
leaves him.
watched it.
Sane left him. Sane leaves him wide open, runs 10 yards away, runs up the field because he's a winger and doesn't have the defensive mindset to stick to his man. You keep anybody that
But
wide
Rodri scores
open
those.
with that much space in front of the 18. It was a banger. It was a glorious goal.
Yes.
No goalie stopping that. It does not
No.
matter.
Rodri pulls out the Arjen Robin. Like
It
I
does
didn't
not.
expect
That
that.
curl, no one's stopping that. Top bin, amazing Champions League
What's
goal.
that? His third goal of this season total.
I
It
think so.
doesn't matter. It was beautiful. If that was the only goal I hit all season, I'm fine. I'm fine. But my thing was when I was watching this, when De Bruyne went out and you texted us, I was like, that's going to be a really big blow. It's probably going to end 1-0. It's going to grind out the rest of this game. It literally changed how Bayern had no idea tactically what to do when Kevin De Bruyne wasn't on the field. It looked like their whole game plan was to make sure he was clogged up. And since he was off the field, it was like, oh, okay, we don't have to worry about KDB anymore. And they got punished immediately back to back. And that 1-2 punch at the end, the scoreline, I really feel, and I'm not trying to be biased for Tuchel, the scoreline does not reflect how close this game really was.
It should have been worse, sir.
I
Yeah, it
disagree.
should have. It should have been
way.
like
Worse.
five,
I
If
disagree.
Sane buries both of those thunderbolts he tried to put in, this game's wide open.
Yeah, but
That's
Young
different.
Somersault
Then it ends
saved
5-2.
three
Yeah, that's
three
still
goals.
Yeah,
If
the game
Sane
wasn't
scores
close.
twice, it ends 5-2.
The
Yeah.
game wasn't close.
This was not a close game at all.
This was I mean, like I said in the chat, it was a Pep masterclass.
See, I just don't like. Bayern had more possession. They had almost just as many shots on the goal.
Nope.
Nothing effective.
Nope. I've got the statistics right here. Man City 17 shots, 9 on goal. Bayern 12, 4 on
That's
goal.
5. That's what 5 difference.
4 on goal.
That's
City
against
scored
5.
3.
It's double. City had double on goal.
And they were good. I mean, the shots that they finished, My God.
Yeah. No one marks Haaland, leave him wide open. He's going to put that in the back of the net all day. Flat foots it. Amazing goal.
It should have been worse. It should have been like 6.
It should have,
Mhm.
for sure.
They're lucky it's not 6 because it should have been worse.
I mean, the first goal should have been a tap in for Holland. He just missed it. I mean, that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Summer
I
got
thought that-
enough of his foot on it to for it not to be tapped in.
And Summer had a wonderful game. He was playing on top of his head, man.
It was.
To Bayern's credit, they started the game well. 15
Mhm.
minutes of pressure, played good, got a couple opportunities, and then disappeared because, yes, like you say, X, they were trying to blanket debruyne, but even still, even through the double team, I'm
Didn't
like,
matter.
debruyne
didn't matter.
killing it.
They got overran in the midfield. I
Mhm.
mean, it was very
Bernardo
clear.
Silva. I don't know, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lewis. I don't know if I've seen Bernardo Silva play better than that.
No.
No. Well, but the thing is, that's where it was weird because, the lineup question was in the last episode, we said, can you drop Mahrez? Because we knew Grealish was going to play, and Grealish played really well.
He did.
And then you have, so you was like, are they going to play Walker? And I was like, I don't know. But yeah, I think that was his best game.
Incredible.
I was gonna
shocked
say
to see-
this.
I was shocked to see Akanji. I really was. I feel like he did get burned on that
He was
outside.
he was a little shaky.
He did get burned a couple
For
times
like
and
20
did get
minutes.
punished for it.
Yeah, for the first 20, and then
For
he
like 20
settled
minutes.
in. I'm gonna say this. This is more of an applauding of Pep, but Pep has taken a Portuguese player and made him an actual effective player that doesn't want to roll around on the ground. And I think that is a testament of just how good a manager Pep is, because Bernardo Silva could be another Bruno Fernandes
Yeah.
easily.
Good. Sure. Yeah, and speaking of how he's displaced Mahrez, like he was doing the same stuff, dribbling, cutting past people, putting in crosses, like everything Mahrez could not have offered any more going forward than Silva did in this game.
He absolutely embarrassed Alphonso Davies.
Woo! Man,
Yeah.
man, he did it twice. I was like,
He
oh.
did it twice.
He did it twice. I was like, oh. But my biggest thing is like the difference between, and you can see how Pep sees a game is when he plays Silva over Mahrez, because Silva's the work rate guy. He's the guy who's the fifth defender, and so he's okay with him playing box to box. And Mahrez is not going to do that. So if he thinks, okay, we can attack and I can play wide, Mahrez starts. If not, if he's like, okay, well, I don't know what I need to do yet, so I need somebody to kind of do everything, then he starts Silva. And that's basically what he does. So in the next game, I think, I don't know, I actually don't know if he's going to do the same thing for the following reason. Mane may not be playing. And I'm going to give Tuchel credit, just like X said. I think he's a really good manager, so I expect a different game plan from them. And De Bruyne is fine, so they said there's no issues with him to play. So
That was my next question.
he'll be there. He might play a few minutes. He might not even play on Saturday. I think this
Rest
game
him.
is Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
he may or
playing
may not-
Leicester.
Yeah, just rest him.
yeah, so he may or may not play, and he doesn't really need to play this game anyways. So you sit him. You do what I think he should do. You should, even though Grealish has played well there, but you stick Grealish in the midfield, or you put Foden in the midfield, and then stick
Is Foden
Alvarez
back?
on the wing. Huh?
Is Foden back?
Yeah. He just that was the appendix thing. I think they were just holding him out to make sure he was good, because I can understand that. You don't want to. There's no rush for him to come back. Grealish is in super form, so you don't need to rush him back. There's other guys, but I think you can sit De Bruyne, and
He
you
only
can
scored
play-
34 goals in 4 games or something like that. So
Yeah, and so I think they'll be fine in the weekend. But I'm interested in seeing how they deploy in Germany, and I think the back will stay the same, because even though it's funny, because I think Jake, you said it too. Akanji is the low hanging fruit. A lot of people like to pick on him, but if you watch Akanji in the second half, knocking everybody off the ball, he was excellent.
fantastic. Mm-hmm.
Excellent in the second half. And I mean, I think you play him for sure, because it's back in Germany. And I think that's, stomping grounds. That was the first time Haaland had beaten Bayern, period. He scored against them a bunch of times, but Akanji and Haaland had never beaten him. And so I think both of those guys will play in the next one. But I think City goes for it again. I think they go to slap them. They know what happened. Matter of fact, I think 3 City guys came out and said it's not over. The fact that the Real Madrid thing is in their head hard, like it's in their head super hard. I think they almost want Real Madrid again, which I'm not going to say anything about that. But
you remember last season?
We'll talk about that later.
You remember last season, Bayern did the same thing that y'all did against Leipzig. I forget who it was, but somebody fought like absolute lions and got a 2-2 or a 1-1 versus Bayern, and then Bayern put an 8-0 on them in the next leg.
Yeah.
That was I think that was last season, and it was like, holy crap. So I think I agree. I agree completely. Pep's not going to let them let up. He's going to be like, look, they're coming for it. They're going to throw literally. It's going to be
everything.
Their formation is going to be a 7-3. It's just going to be 7 forwards, 3 defenders, and they're going for it.
Sounds right.
So you got to, I think that there's not going to be any kind of, let's just sit back because we've got this one in the bag now.
Another thing that I remember when we were talking about when they were doing the grouping for the knockout stages and kind of figuring that out, and the question was who does City want the least and the most, and my answer was I don't care. Like they're like I don't care if you can't beat everybody, it don't matter. Put another team on the field. That's who we want. Whoever's on the field. That's who we're playing.
And the way the way Napoli look without Osimhen.
It's bad.
I don't think it matters.
No.
I don't think it matters.
It's our side of the bracket. It's our side of the bracket. Whoever wins our side of the bracket.
If Madrid doesn't beat City, it'll be a crying shame.
Yeah, right.
If City don't win the Champions League.
Is he out for a long time?
No, he'll be back in the next leg.
Oh yeah. They'll win the next one. Because
they're down 1-0.
They're down 1-0, and they can't play.
And Milan beat them 4-1 in the league a week ago. And then
they can't play. Homie got a red card too, so
it's hard to beat the team consistently. I mean, maybe they will, but I think they'll win.
I mean, hey, that'll definitely prove to be a great game.
I'd rather see the Inter Milan.
It's gonna be a Milan derby in the semifinal.
Milan derby in the semifinal.
Yeah. That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Now that you said that, I am rooting for Zlatan to make it to a Champions League final because I just need that in my life.
Dude, you don't want to see Giroud and Zlatan in a final? They score in every final.
Meaty forehead and the lion.
Yes.
Meaty forehead. I love it.
The meaty French forehead.
Oh my goodness!
Frenchy,
but yeah,
that's Frenchy GQ for you guys. All right.
If City carry on like that, that's why I started this segment off with how scared I am because, I was listening to the Forever Arsenal podcast and he was talking about how Arsenal are probably the only team that can go toe to toe with them this season, and I'm like, and me, I'm die hard. I was even like,
only team is the one that wears white.
Oh man, I don't know.
Even then, that's gonna be, yeah.
The
thing is, the City is still not at full strength.
We'll get to it.
I would like to see them at full strength because
what are you talking about?
Now, and you guys know this, like they're playing well, but I'm just saying, Phil Foden in form is super scary. If you stick Phil Foden in that team,
for who? For who? How does he even get in this team?
What do you mean? How does he get in?
Which is insane.
Are you kidding me?
He absolutely.
Did you watch what I just watched? Who does he replace?
I watched it.
Who does he replace?
Well, first of all, he would sub, and he wouldn't replace. But I would put him on for Grealish. You already know how I feel about that.
Okay.
You already know how I feel about that.
I can give you that one. I'll give you that one.
Because he gives you more wide, and he's more creative with the ball.
And he'll cross to Haaland.
Well, I don't know. I'm looking at you guys. If I had the ability from the left or the right side, and all I had to do was put the ball in the air to the dude in the middle of the field, and that's all I got to do, why wouldn't I do that?
My only point about that contention there is that, Like Silva doesn't ever get out. If I'm Pep, I'm never dropping Bernardo Silva ever
He
again.
doesn't play all the time. If you look at the team sheets, he doesn't start all the time. He's in and out of the lineups. But I kind of get it if you look at the way they're doing, because I mean this is 3 years in a row where there's rumors that he's leaving, and so he's not a malcontent. He does what he needs to do in the team. And so what you want to do is you want to build the chemistry with guys that are going to be there. If you're actually forecasting where you're going to be. And so that makes sense, but it also makes sense to have somebody that can kind of play like creatively in the center of the park like debruyne, which Foden can do as well. But now that Alvarez is there,
I mean, I hear you moving forward, but like y'all want, this is the season. This is the one. You bought Haaland to win the Champions League. This is the season.
We want to win all of them. We won't win
even if Silva is leaving June 1st, even if he's out the door immediately, after that performance, there's no way he doesn't play every Champions League game at the very least.
I think it depends on who you're playing against. I think it matters, not because he couldn't play, because of what kind of setup you need to play against.
Well, that's a perfect segue. So you have Leicester at the weekend. I do believe it's at home.
I don't know. I sent the thing. The starting lineup will be us four and anybody else on the City team, and we still win.
And we would still crush. Yeah,
we still would win. All of us four, and anybody else from City, and we win the game.
Yep.
I would like to see Jake on James Maddison, just so that he could let all of his anger towards James Maddison out.
You wouldn't want that.
That'd be hilarious.
You wouldn't want that. Madison wouldn't make it through the game.
Me and Jamie Vardy are just going to be on the sidelines crushing Red Bulls.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Sounds right. It sounds right.
Right.
Yeah, it is at the NTI, by the way.
So, lots of rotation, you think? Yeah. Foden starts?
I think it's a rest game for City. They got lucky this week, having Leicester.
I think he keeps the spine, but I don't think he plays him the whole time. I think he uses all 5 subs. I think he keeps the team for the most part intact, because you don't want to screw chemistry up. So I think you play maybe, I say 9 of the 11. Yeah, I think you play about 8 or 9.
Does Walker maybe come in?
I think he does. I think Walker will probably play. Give Akanji a rest. Diaz is going to play. He's not getting dropped, because center halves don't get dropped.
But what about Laporte? Can Ake get a rest?
Ake's in form.
I don't know if I drop him. I don't know if
Ake's been superb.
He's been in form since the World Cup. Like he stepped up for net. Like, bro, Ake's been.
Maybe.
He should have never again. I hate.
Mars everybody. Everybody
that everyone
goes on to be really good. Y'all sold them.
Well, I'm telling you, we should do a segment each week of what former Chelsea player is being a star for another team.
Like Maria got a lot right. I'm not saying she was bad at management. She was bad at transferring and bringing in money for the club and making money off these players. But that's like, there are 4 really big players we should have kept at the bridge, and we would be in a completely different situation.
I agree, but I'm going to disagree on this point.
Like, Ake's amazing for you guys.
But sometimes when you plant a seed, if there's too many flowers blocking their sun, then they can't.
And that's the problem. That was the problem with Ake.
You can't fault them, because if the choice is, who you have.
Oh, I don't hate the players. Absolutely not. I agree with them. Yeah. If you're not going to play me and I have the potential to go play at another big club just as big as you are,
go win somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm going to go win. I can compete for trophies. That's what we're doing, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing, is competing for trophies. Yeah. I can do it just as good over there. I'm leaving too.
Chasing those cups.
Boy, the funny
chasing the cups.
All the Chelsea players that you're talking about never directly went to their teams. They went to another team first, then they got bought. Now, this is where you can fault Chelsea, because they didn't buy any of those guys back.
Right. Yeah. Well, we have a problem with that. We don't want to. We sold them for 20. We don't buy them. Well, unless it's Lukaku, because then we spent 100 mil twice.
Yeah. Of course, why not?
I swear.
Isn't he still on loan to you?
Yes, he's still on our payroll
for 3 more years.
Is there any prayer? Is there any hope that Leicester
Yes.
can
No.
do
No.
I mean,
No.
this is where the
No.
Eric.
No.
You play every team like they matter. Every team.
I hate having to cheer against City. It's
I'ma
such a
tell you-
letdown every season, every game. It's such
I'm
a
pretty sure City could play their women's squad against Leicester and put up a fight.
As a City
They're
fan,
that bad this year.
no. Wait. I'm gonna say no, and because I can literally go back to Roberto Mancini's third season. City finished second. It was a horrible title defense, and they walked through the FA Cup and they played Wigan in the final. And everybody thought they would walk on Wigan, and they played the strongest team they could. They even put the backup keeper out and put Joe Hart in the start because Hart wasn't the cup keeper, and they lost that game. You take every game seriously.
You love Roberto
I'll give you
Martinez, don't
I'll
you?
give you that.
And he got fired after that.
You're just scarred by Roberto Martinez.
No, he was great. He was the first manager he won the FA Cup. He won the Community Shield against United, which makes it more important. And he won the league. I mean, everybody loves Bobby Mank. They love him there. But we're gonna be honest. He was falling out with players because his style of management, even though I think he's a good manager. But we didn't take them seriously, and we caused, even though I'm not really faulting it, because now Spain has to deal with that problem. Spain should learn from us. But Roberto Martinez turned that into 3 high-profile jobs.
Yeah, he did.
And I don't know what kind of record he has, but yeah, I'm going to leave that there.
So you've got 2-0 to the Citizens.
I do.
I disagree. It's going to be 4. I said 4. I said it's going to be 4-0. This is going to be a straight walk. I mean, and what's crazy is if you recall the Leicester game, the reverse fixture, the KP, it was one of the most pathetic displays I've ever seen from a professional soccer team. No, it was legitimately City won 1-0, and it was legitimately walking pace. Like De Bruyne was literally at one point, I can remember, he was literally just walking down the field, tapping the ball because that's how far back Leicester have sat. And now they haven't done that since. I think they maybe learned that lesson, or maybe they listened to the pod and they're like, yeah, that was pathetic. But it's probably going to be another, maybe not as far sitting back, but I just Leicester aren't going to have anything at all. I said 4-0.
Who's their caretaker manager? I can't remember. Who's their
Dean Smith.
Dean
It's the
Smith
old
just
guy.
got hired.
Yeah, it's the old guy.
Dean Smith just got hired. Which
Mr. 75
He
years
got
himself.
fired because he was getting Norwich relegated, but it's going to end up at Leicester. Talk about failing upwards.
What do you think?
He's gonna get
Patrick?
relegated, but anyway.
He's going to get relegated, yeah.
He's gonna get relegated.
I have it 4-1 City.
Leicester will score, huh? James Madison special.
Yeah, maybe. Or
Little
Iheanacho.
McAllister World Cup action.
No.
Iheanacho.
Iheanacho coming in. What you think, X? You got a score?
2-0.
2-0, conservative, just like
I
Luke's.
think City's gonna see, and that's I think City's not. I don't want to say not take them serious, but I want to see. I think City's gonna take this as an opportunity to play the bench because they know Bayern and they know They have a more upcoming. They have a bigger hill to climb than Leicester in the upcoming weeks. Where I think they're gonna have a little bit more rotation in the squad. I don't think it's gonna be, 9 of the 11. I could be wrong, but I think Pep takes this as a chance to rest some of these guys and get some of the other ones playing time, keep them active. I think it's going to be 2-0, commanding 2-0, but
I don't think he has that mindset.
I don't think it'll matter. I think
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter for them.
I think you're both right. I don't think it's going to matter. I think that Pep's going to keep the mentality, and he's still going to crack the whip on the likes of Foden and Walker and Mahrez, the guys that are going to come in, and they're still going to smash.
And they're still going to smash. It'll be commanding.
Terrible.
Leicester,
yeah, they are.
Which is why I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't risk playing 9 starters against these guys. Like, your bench is better than their starters. You know that. You have to know that.
Fodder.
Right. They're in the can.
They really are.
Don't get me wrong. As much as I can't stand James Madison, I need one.
Just a 1-1. Just a 1-1 for Jake.
Please. Oh, God.
Please.
I'd go running down the street screaming. If
You'd have to buy a James Madison jersey.
The
at that
Fox's
point.
jersey.
I mean,
if Madison,
power,
Madison
baby.
takes points off a City, I might have to go.
We'll all chip in and get Jake a James Madison jersey just to hold up.
So we can burn it in the yard. Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, but yeah, like I say, I don't think City let up. We've seen it before in the run-in. They've the last 5 games, it's been 6, 7, 4, 4, 3.
The only reason I would say they try to score is because I think he wants Haaland to get the Premier League scoring record, because he has 45 goals in total now, and he has 30 league goals. So I think what is it, 34? I think it's the record.
It's something like that. Yeah,
Something like
He's
that.
going to hit 40. He's going to hit 40.
He's right there at it. It's ridiculous.
And so you try to get as many goals as you can against the teams that'll give you the goals. So I can see Haaland starting this one for that reason.
Yeah. Well, if you think that Haaland's going to hit 40 goals, let's get 40 likes on the video. Yeah. Subscribe to the channel 40 times, maybe, and get that notification bell on. We will be back with more City action very, very soon.